Guys, we seriously need to talk about Ned Fulmer because he's just made a career move that no one saw coming, like, at all. And oh boy, the reactions online, they've been wild. He's clearly trying to pull off a comeback era, but honestly, the internet's not buying it. Just last month, people started talking about Ned Fulmer again, for the first time in what felt like forever. And even that alone had everyone side-eyeing. Then suddenly, out of nowhere, Ned jumped back into the conversation by announcing a brand new podcast called Rock Bottom. That marked his first real step back into the spotlight after being totally silent for almost 3 years since that infamous cheating scandal. You know, Ned used to be one of the Try Guys, that group that went from BuzzFeed fame to their own mega-popular YouTube channel. But back in September 2022, his affair with one of the employees got exposed. Literally, fans caught him red-handed. Photos started circulating everywhere, and the story went completely viral. Why? Because Ned wasn't just anyone. He was known as the wife guy. He never stopped talking about how obsessed he was with his wife, how in love they were, how picture-perfect everything seemed. So when the cheating rumors hit, people couldn't even process it. It was shocking. Fans felt awful for Ariel, his wife. Everyone adored her. After the scandal, Ned was basically erased from Try Guys content. They literally edited him out of future videos, and he fully disappeared from public view. For almost 3 years, he didn't do anything. Meanwhile, Ariel, who fans had always loved, had been featured in their old videos and even on the Try Wives podcast. But after everything blew up, she vanished completely offline. So when Ned suddenly resurfaced with this podcast and announced that his first guest would be Ariel, people collectively lost it. The internet was like, no way. Ariel, why would you even do this? She actually got a lot of backlash at first. But once people watched the episode, it became super clear. She hadn't forgiven him. She literally told him to his face that forgiveness wasn't on the table. They explained they were only co-parenting and hadn't been romantically together in quite some time. It sounded like they were just trying to keep things friendly, purely for the kids. Fans were actually proud of her for holding her ground, for not letting him off easy, and for calling him out directly in the podcast. Afterwards, though, people were left wondering, why even start this podcast? He said the idea was to interview people who'd also hit their own rock bottom. But honestly, the first episode didn't earn him any sympathy. If anything, it made people like him even less. Since then, Ned has kept uploading weekly podcast episodes, chatting with different guests each time. But recently, he's taken the most bizarre career turn yet. Ned Fulmer made a wrestling debut. Yes, you heard that right. Like full-on professional wrestling. When I first saw his post, I was convinced he was trolling. No way this was serious, right? Well, it was. On October 8th, Ned made his untelevised pro wrestling debut in Florida with All Elite Wrestling. He literally went by the stage name Nasty Ned. Yeah, sounds like a Reddit insult, but nope, that's the name he picked for himself. Photos from the event show him standing ringside with actual wrestlers, but the match wasn't broadcast. It wasn't some massive TV debut or anything. It was more like a trial run, maybe his way of sneaking back into the public spotlight again, through spandex and elbow drops apparently. And once those wrestling photos started circulating online, that's when everyone really started reacting. People were like, bro, what are you doing? The comments were brutal, comparing him to a low-budget Logan Paul wannabe, or saying he's giving off total early 2000s cringe vibes. Apparently, wrestling isn't the only thing Ned's been experimenting with lately, because just a few days after that, he announced something else. And this one might be even stranger. He's now doing stand-up comedy. And honestly, this part actually gets kind of interesting. It feels like Ned's trying to reclaim some power after his cancellation, like he's deliberately revisiting the same things that used to define him before everything went down. And trust me, I've got proof of that. But it made me wonder, has Ned ever done stand-up before? Because I vaguely remembered that the Try Guys had an episode where they all tried doing stand-up comedy. So I looked it up. And sure enough, the first video that popped up was titled, Try Guys, Try Stand-Up Comedy. That video, funny enough, was one of the ones being shared all over Reddit when the cheating scandal broke. Why? Because fans noticed something weird. Ned was edited out of that video. You'd catch a glimpse of his shirt here and there, but he wasn't actually visible. And back then, people were like, wait, why is Ned being cut out of everything? Unless you were on Reddit at that time, you probably didn't even know the rumors yet that he might have been cheating on his wife. But Reddit users were already piecing it together, saying, this is why they're cutting him out. So now, seeing him do stand-up again, it almost feels like he's trying to reclaim that exact moment in time, you know? Like, maybe this is his way of taking control of the narrative again. And interestingly, the timing of everything lines up. It's almost as if he's trying to rewrite the history of that month. Like he's determined to make September his redemption era. But I don't really know how well that's going for him. Because honestly, every time he posts something new online, people flood the comments saying they're unfollowing him, or that they forgot to unfollow and his video just reminded them to do it. Others are straight up saying, dude, stop. You can't just come back like nothing happened. The whole premise of Rock Bottom is to talk to people who've hit their lowest points, people who've been canceled, battled addiction, or gone through really dark times, and show how they've rebuilt their lives. Which on paper sounds fine, but it's so obvious that Ned wants that same forgiveness arc for himself. He wants the internet to look at him and say, we get it, Ned. You've grown, you've learned, you've changed. But the thing is, the internet doesn't buy it. They just don't, especially when you remember that in the podcast episode with Ariel, she flat out said she still hasn't forgiven him. So, like, if your own wife doesn't forgive you, why would the internet? That's exactly why people were confused about why he even uploaded that episode. Like, if your wife is sitting there telling you she doesn't forgive you, maybe don't make that public. Most people agreed it wasn't a good move. If anything, it made him look even more desperate for validation. To be fair, I'll give him this. It's bold. Putting yourself back out there when everyone's watching, judging, and waiting for you to mess up again, that takes guts. And the fact that his Instagram comments are even open, wild, because people are not holding back. But yeah, that's where things stand right now with Ned Fulmer and his very unpredictable career path. From podcasts to wrestling rings to comedy stages, it's clear he's still trying to figure out how to fix his image, or maybe just prove that he's not done yet. Anyway, I'm really curious what you guys think about this whole redemption attempt. Do you think he's genuinely trying to change, or is it all just performative? Let me know down in the comments. I always love reading what you think, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.